Hello to everyone and welcome to the YouTube channel School for All. This is tutorial number 20 of our C programming training. In this tutorial, we are going to solve one more exercise under while loop. Now, this exercise was the assignment of the previous tutorial. So, I want us to carry this correction together so that you people should see the way I'm thinking to answer such a question. From then now, you just reply in comment if what I'm doing is exactly what you did on your own side. Okay. Now, so let us read the equation together. They say sum of numbers using a while loop. Let us read the equation and understand it. Write a C program that asks the user to enter a positive integer n. Okay, so n here, they are already giving you the variable. It simply means that when you ask the user to enter a number, use n as your variable to store that number. Now, they say using a while loop, calculate and display the sum of all numbers from 1 to n. I think the equation is clear. It means that if your n is 3, I'm supposed to write a program that sum 1, 2, and 3. If your n is 5, I'm supposed to write a program that sum 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm supposed to sum from 1 till the last number, which is n, that you are entering. And I think it's an example here. They say input 5, for example. They say the sum, output here is what? The sum of numbers from 1 to 5. Because you enter what? 5 is what? 15 here. Now, so let us try this program. We are going to read it together. There's nothing difficult here. Okay, if I come back to this, so this is the program of the previous tutorial. Let me clean this. Okay, so as usual, don't stress yourself, move gradually. Let us start by taking the integer for the user. So I'm going to declare my variable because they say an integer n. So you do your printf, you ask the user enter a number. Okay, /n. Then you use your scanf to collect that number. It's an integer, so percentage %d, okay, comma, put your address symbol for scanf, you put n. Perfect. So at this level, we are collecting the number from the user. Now, as usual, you need to use good manners. Before writing the program that sum numbers from 1 to n, you need to go to your rough work. Let me just come here and you try to see how the thing will look like. For example, okay, let us imagine that n is equals to 5. It simply means that I'm supposed to have what? Sum equals to, since they say we are summing from 1 to n. So I'm supposed to have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So you are summing until you reach this number. So you calculate the sum is equals to what here? This is 5, 6, 10 plus this is giving what? It's giving 15. Now, how to write a program that sum numbers like this? It's very easy. So you realize something. Here we are doing 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So there's an operation that we are repeating here, which is what? Addition. So it simply means that try to have an expression in terms of addition that you will use inside your while loop, because the while loop is able to re-execute instruction multiple times. Here you realize something. My sum here is starting at, let me just use the red pen. My sum here is starting at 1. Then I'm doing 1 plus what? 1 plus 2. After doing 1 plus 2, normally this result is going to give you what? 3. Then you come here again, you do what? 3 plus 3. This result will give you what? This result will give you 6. This result will give you 6. Then you come, you say 6 plus what? 6 plus 4. This result will give you what? 10. Then you come, you do what? 10 plus 5. So you realize that yeah, you are going to have something like this. Sum equals to sum. Now, why am I doing sum equals to sum? So this first part is very clear. Because here, when you are doing sum of numbers, you realize that the previous addition is what you are using to add a new number. Like here, I'm doing 1 plus 2, which is giving what? 3. And I'm using that 3 now to continue my addition. That's why I'm doing sum equals to sum. Because here, you are going to use just one variable to store the sum that you are doing. But just that when you are doing your sum, that result must be inside the variable sum again, and you use that same answer to come and continue another sum in front. So this is exactly what happened. Now the question is, you do sum equals to sum plus what? Now you realize something. I think I've explained that in one of my tutorials, that generally when you are doing sum of numbers, try to initialize your sum to 0. So that your first addition normally should be 0 plus the first number. We know that 0 plus the first number is going to give what? The first number itself. If you are doing with multiplication, in that case, you need to have a variable called what? Called mul. And that variable you must initialize it to what? To 1. So that when you are doing 1 times the first number, you are supposed to have that first number itself. So please never forget that each time you are doing sum of numbers, the idea is to have the first number. And generally for sum, the first number is just 0 plus that number. In this case, we are sure 100% that we are going to have what? That we are going to have the first number. That is why here I'm declaring what? Sum equals to 0. Now I need another variable here that is going to count. Like that variable must start at 1, then the variable moves to 2, the variable moves to 3, the variable moves to 4, and so on and so forth. So I can call that variable I. Let us say I here start at what? At 1. So that here I'm going to do sum plus I. So let us analyze this together. Sum here is what? 0. 0 plus I is what? 1. I'm going to have what as result here? 1. Sum is equals to 1. Now, you realize something. The next time we are executing back this instruction, we are going to have what? We are going to have sum equals to the previous value of sum here is 1 plus, but what are you expecting this time around for the second execution? You're expecting here 2. So it simply means that this variable I must increment. So I need to have something like I equals to I plus 1. So that after the first execution, I moves to what? To 2. So that the sum here will be 1 plus 2. So in this case, what is the answer? Sum is equals to 3. Now, after sum is equals to 3, you need to re-execute back this instruction, meaning that you have what? You have sum equals to sum, which is the previous sum here is 3, plus I. Now, I here must increment. So remember that I was 2. So I now moves to what? 3. You have now 3 plus 3, and so on and so forth. So you see that here you are supposed to sum until I reach what? I reach 5. It's exactly that. So let us work this together in the program. So you are seeing that this is how you reason in fact when you're writing your code. So here I'm going to declare a variable called I. I know the use of I for counting. I'm going to declare another variable called sum. Now here you initialize your sum to 0. The same thing, you initialize I to 1, and you know exactly why you are doing that. Now they say we should use a while loop because this same program you can do it using a for loop. So here I'm going to have y in bracket. This is where you are placing your condition. Why I is less than or equals to 5. Since I start at 1, it simply means that it must reach what? 5. Now this time I'm doing a small mistake. Why am I saying 5? Here you are putting n, not 5. Remember that 5 was just an example, because if you look very well here, I'm considering that n is equals to what? 5. So here we put but n because a user can enter 4, you can enter 3, it depends, you see. Good. Now, not semicolon, you open your brace. What are you doing inside? Here I'm going to say sum equals to sum plus I. Semicolon, then you do I equals to I plus 1. Because if you don't do I equals to I plus 1, you'll be summing the same value of I. Meaning that each time you'll be doing sum equals to sum plus 1, sum equals to sum plus 1. And if you do sum equals to sum plus 1, it's not working. Because if sum is starting at 0, sum plus 1 for the first time is 1. So sum is 1. Then you do again sum plus 1, which is 1 plus 1, 2. You do again sum plus 1, which is 2 plus 1, 3. So you are seeing that in this case, you are not summing numbers in the range 1 to n, but you are just incrementing by 1. You are incrementing by 1. So you are not really solving the equation. So this is exactly what happened here. I think we are done. So let us print down the result. Let us print sum somewhere. Printf. I did a mistake. Printf. Okay. So here I'm going to say something like sum, or let me just say total equals to. So after total, I want to see the value of the sum. So sum is integer, so you write your percentage /n if you want. You go out, comma. The variable is what? Sum. I want to display what is inside sum, and it's all. And to test this now, just take the case of n equals to 5 because you know the answer of that one very well. So you execute this program. You see everything is working at once. Enter a number. If I enter 5, normally total must give me 15. And it's exactly that. It's working perfectly. So you are seeing that you cannot really write a program like this without dry running. So always take your notebook, you try to dry run first. You try to think how you write the program. Another person can reason differently to write the same program. I'm always telling you this type of thing. We don't cram programming. So I think this is where we are ending with this video. Any question, just leave in the comment section. In the next video, let us work on do while loop, and after this we are going to solve more questions now on for loop, while loop, and do while loop. So see you in the next tutorial. Make sure you like the video. Ciao.